Hi there, everyone. Today I'm going to go through pruning roses. This is a shrub rose called "Bring Me Sunshine" by David Austin. I'm growing this rose in a pot, so we're going to go through some steps on how to prune and some of the equipment that you'll need. So I generally keep a bucket nearby for the trimmings, the offcuts, a good sharp pair of secateurs and gloves as well, just to protect your hands. And then I like to use an alcohol spray, it's sanitizer spray, just to keep the secateurs clean in between plants, just to try and prevent the spread of any diseases that are maybe on the plant. So I've just moved this one into a better position against the blue background there, just so you can see the stems a little bit better. And what we're looking to do is just a general prune on this rose. So we're looking to remove any diseased or damaged or dying bits of growth, and just give a nice sort of shape to try and promote the plant to grow into a good healthy plant in the next year and have lots of flowers, hopefully. What I generally do is start by taking a lot of the material from the surface of the compost around the crown of the plant, just to try again and remove any potential sources of disease for the next year. Some of those leaves could have black spot in them or other diseases, so try and clean those out and remove them whilst I'm doing the prune, just to try and prevent those diseases occurring in the next growing year. This shrub tends to grow to around about 4.5, 5 foot, I've found. Um, so what I'm going to do is give it quite a good prune, probably down to around about 12 inches from the surface of the soil. Um, it can be quite difficult sometimes to know what level you're looking to prune down to, but I've found over the years that you generally start to learn which roses respond best to what sort of treatment. So something like Gertrude Jekyll, which can grow to sort of 8 foot, 7 or 8 foot in my garden in one year. Um, I tend to prune quite hard to try and keep the height down. Others like Lady Emma Hamilton, I tend to give a lighter prune to, because I find that stays around about 3 foot, 3 to 4 foot. So I don't take as much off that, just to try and give it a good shape and a good size in the border. So here you can see I'm removing a lot of the dead stems to start with, just to look at what we've got to work with. I like to remove the dead stuff first, because then you get a better impression of the overall shape before pruning out the live wood, to give the final shape to the plant. And like I say, you're thinking of what the plant's going to look like when it's started to put on the new growth and flower. As I said, I find if you don't take take some plants down quite hard, you end up with the flowers sort of 6 or 7 foot in the air, which isn't always what you want. Um, Equally, if you cut some right back to 10 or 12 inches and they only put on 12 inches of growth, they're far too low. So it's just about getting to know your plants, really, and getting to know the roses and what their characteristics are. So we're just taking out some of this growth. um, you can see there that I'm just looking for an outward facing bud, ideally, if we can. I'm not going to worry about it too much, but it's good to have an outward facing bud, so the growth comes away from the center of the plant, keeps the center of the plant nice and open, lets lots of light and air in to try and help prevent any potential disease problems. You are looking to do an angled cut as well if you can, like I'm showing here. It's not absolutely necessary, and the angle doesn't necessarily matter. But what the objective really is to try and prevent water sitting on the cut end of the stem, which could sort of rot down onto the cut and inside the stem. Sometimes you'll find that on a plant that's several years old, where you've previously prune the plant, the center of that cane has become hollow and died back, and that can be from water sitting on the surface of the cut stem. So if we can do a slight angle on the cut just to allow water, condensation and dew, etc., just to run off, it tends to reduce the risk of any rotting. You can see there the cuts that I've made on the plant. The one on the right there is just above a bud. That bud will hopefully break and give us some new growth. And you can see the angle of the cuts there that I've done to try and help with the water runoff. Like I say, it's not absolutely necessary. You can just cut straight across if you want to, but you just might find that you have a little bit of dieback in a year or two's time potentially. So now we're just doing the same thing, going over the plant, trying to create a good shape, removing any dead or diseased wood, which we've already removed the worst of it, but any little stubs that are left, we can try and take those off. And then we're looking at what might become a main cane there on the plant. We're just looking to remove anything that's very spindly and that isn't going to support a flower. One way of trying to establish this is just by pressing on the end of the cane and seeing how much give is in the cane. And if it bends quite a lot, then it's perhaps worth taking off, like these ones that I'm just removing here. They will, so the ones that I've left on there will support the weight of a flower. The thinner ones that I've taken off wouldn't have, and it's just better for the plant to be able to focus its energy on fewer stronger stems than having lots of stems that won't support the flowers. It's particularly important with a variety like Bring Me Sunshine. The flowers are very large. The growth tends to be quite long, so you want it to be strong as well, to be able to support the weight of the flowers. That's all for today. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you have.